Alright, it is not Friday, but we do celebrate freedom all week long. It's been a long time since I've done a Freedom Friday, but I have been uploading a lot of short snippets to the Conservative American page about American patriots and people that make the world as we know it go round. So I position myself so that we don't white out the camera here. Just a couple things I wanted to hit on real quick. This last week, you had the sad story of the submarine, the deep water submersible, going down to see the Titanic. And there's an interesting thing that came from that, because several days before it was widely reported that the submersible had imploded on itself, and that's a story all unto itself. The U.S. government knew that that thing had imploded by signature sonar that had given off when the destruction happened. And conveniently, they waited until the exact day that there was a bunch of testimony from a whistleblower over the Biden crime family was testifying, is when they decided to release the news that, oh yes, it had indeed imploded. So that's one story that's kind of just a lucky coincidence, I guess. Another is what's going on in Russia, Ukraine. Russia right now seems to be teetering right on the precipice of civil war. Several of the top leaders in Russia are starting to come to a very serious disagreement on which way the country is going, and you've got Ukraine in the middle. And right off the bat, Ukraine has been painted as the good guy. Ukraine has been painted as who we need to ally ourselves with. And I'm going to take a step back from that and say, I'm not so sure that we know. Do we know that Putin is the bad guy and Ukraine is the good guy? I don't think that we as Americans have enough information to make a basis for one being better than the other. And then when you go back a little bit further and look at it from a wider lens, the Ukrainian government is also the same government that was paying Hunter Biden an exorbitant amount of money to be on Burisma, an energy company, which he had zero qualifications to be other than he's Hunter and he's got a law degree. Obviously, if they're looking worldwide for somebody to sit on that board for almost 6 figures a month, probably Hunter is not the first one that's going to come up. So they pay Hunter all kinds of money to sit on this board. There's no question that Ukraine is corrupt. There's no question that the Biden crime family uses Ukraine as a money laundering machine to take U.S. tax dollars and turn them into certificates of deposit for the Biden family. I'm not so sure that what we're being told on television is exactly true. And I would recommend that we all take a little bit of a step back and say, okay, follow the money. Where's the money going? How many billions of dollars have we pumped into Ukraine? And of that, certainly a bunch is going to buy missiles and mortars and jet fuel and stuff to carry on the fight with Russia. But is this whole thing a tail wagging the dog? Because it certainly smells like it. I wouldn't trust anybody from the Bidens any further than I can throw them. And in my condition, I can't throw anybody very far. So keep your eye on the ball. Watch the money. We're being told by the puppets on the mainstream media that Russia bad, Ukraine good. I'm not so sure that's the case. And I think there's going to be a lot of bloodlust that's going to come from this. There's going to be a lot of people dead. There's going to be a lot of broken families because somebody's not coming home. And I just think it may be a little bit precarious for us to instantaneously say, well, CNN says Russia's bad, Ukraine's good, so we need to go for it. I don't think that's the case. Ukraine has a storied history of being corrupt. Ukraine had the same government that Joe Biden, on an open mic, not hiding it from anybody, bragged about the fact that he went and pulled some strings to get an attorney general fired from investigating the Biden crime family over there. I think we may have the good and bad mixed up a little bit over there. So with that, I'll close it out and leave you this little tidbit.